This is Black Wrestlers You Should Know. I'm Randy Ritchie, and this is sponsored by Premier Pro Wrestling. And today we're going to talk about one of the greats, and I mean it. Someone I'm very proud to say that I've worked with, that I've known, that I've paid a lot of dues with. Talking about Jaqueline Moore, Miss Jaqueline, Miss Texas, Jackie. Jaqueline Delois Moore, born January 6, 1964, is an American professional wrestler and American professional wrestling manager. She's best known for her time in WWE from 1998 to 2004, where she became the first African-American WWE cruiserweight, as well as being one of 3 women to hold the championship. Sorry for the pause. Here's some things I didn't know about Jaqueline. Number 1, I guess I might have known this, but I forgot it. She was actually trained in Dallas, Texas, Denton County, by Skandor Akbar, and she was the only female in his wrestling school. She made her in-ring debut at World Class Championship Wrestling in 1988 as Sweet Georgia Brown. Then in 1991, and I think it was earlier than that, to be honest with you, she ended up in Memphis, Tennessee as Miss Texas. The main storyline there was Texas versus Tennessee, and there's a whole lot of reasons why, blah, 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 blah. But there she wrestled as Miss Texas. I can't tell you how many dues Jackie paid. She paid more dues than anybody that I've known in the history of the business, anywhere. She is a beautiful woman. She even went so far as to get her head shaved in a hair versus hair match and pulled it off. She was still gorgeous. She's a 3rd-degree black belt, and I forget which martial art. I want to say Taekwondo, but it might be wrong. She is tough as nails, and I'm not kidding, and she's so humble about it. You know, that's the thing about Jackie. She's humble about everything. She was in the business at a time where it was not easy for women to be in the business. People have made statements, and this is not my statement, so don't hold this against me, that women in wrestling are like midgets. They're good to have on the card once in a while for entertainment purposes. That wasn't Jackie. Jackie was tough. Jackie could really fight. Jackie could really wrestle. She didn't have an ounce of fat on her. Her biceps, I mean, if you compared her body style, her body size to some larger guys that were basically in the wrestling industry because of their look, I bet you she had more quality muscle. She had peaks, you know. She had triceps. She had delts. She had lats. She had traps, you know, and they were hard-earned, you know. She was down there when I was down there, and we have been in some shit together, and I'm not going to go into detail, but we have been through some shit together. Our mud was checked. Our emotional endurance was tested. But damn it, this girl pulled it off. She has so much respect for so many people. And most of the time when she was on the road working every night in the Memphis territory, which was unheard of for a woman in the industry then, she drove most of the time by herself to stay away from bullshit. And I remember how cool it was because she was driving, I want to say it was a 1985 or 86 gold Chevy Citation, just like my grandma's, you know. That's how serious she took this business. She literally made wrestling her life, and the rest is history. Now, you guys today probably heard of her, but you have no idea how over she was. You have no idea the impact that she had being a trainer, even if it was character role on Tough Enough, and how popular, highly rated that program was, which actually transcended wrestling. More non-wrestling fans, women in general, watch Tough Enough than they did World Wrestling Entertainment. Jackie paved the way for not only black women wrestlers, but for women wrestlers in general. Half the females in the World Wrestling Entertainment Hall of Fame say that they were inspired by Jackie. There are so many stories out there with women, big name women, including Trish Stratus. She always had the time to help these girls, and she wasn't getting paid for that. You know, that's how Jackie was. That's how Jackie is. You know, it's amazing. I'm creeping up on 58 years old. Jackie and I are the same age. Only difference is she looks the same. You know, what an amazing human being. You know, I can't tell you how Jackie has earned everything she's ever gotten in the sport. So we crossed paths again. Back in 2006, I became the production manager for Total Nonstop Action, Impact Wrestling on Spike TV. And that was a weird kind of locker room. That was a weird roster. And the politics I can't even describe. It would take me a week of straight talking and no sleeping to even get you to feel how effed up that was. Well, it was always a joy and a privilege, and I looked forward to it when we would take lunch on taping days and pay-per-view days, because I loved to just sit with Jaqueline and watch everybody that came by and said, Jackie, who would win in a fight, you or them? and, you know, bless her heart, she would play along with me. And I'm telling you, I think in most ways she was serious. I'm trying to think if there was anybody legitimately on that roster that she said she couldn't take. You know, she even said, when I said Samoa Joe, which I didn't even know Joe at the time, I said, what do you think? Could you take Samoa Joe? When he walked by, he's like, what the hell's going on here? And Jackie's like, no, I could definitely beat the shit out of Joe, but I know I'd been in a fight. You know, but she's just amazing, man. And I can't say enough good things about her and how proud I am to say that I've worked with her and I know her and I consider Jackie a friend and someone that I really, really care about and cared about over the years. You know, the other thing that's the coolest thing is if you go on Wikipedia, and I'll go ahead and share that link in the description, they actually do really pay a nice tribute to her in there and cover a lot of things about her personally so people can get a feel for what Jackie is by the way other people speak about her. And that's just a great mark of a man or a woman, of what kind of person they are. What do others think? What do others say about them? You know, I would find it unbelievably hard to imagine that anybody has anything crappy to say about Jaqueline Moore. What an amazing woman. And she is the first black female wrestler, black female performer to be inducted into the World Wrestling Entertainment's Hall of Fame. You know, today everybody in the industry, these hundreds of thousands of idiots, I like to call them, think they're going to invent some sort of new move or set of moves or high spot or know the right person to make it today in today's industry and to go to work and make a living in pro wrestling. It's not that easy. It's the same as it was when Jackie broke in and when I broke in. You have to work your ass off. And if you can work as hard and focus as hard and be as dedicated as Jaqueline Moore, if you're a male wrestler or a female wrestler today, and you can listen, and you have the humility that Jackie has, you might stand a chance. Okay, guys, I'm really enjoying the shit out of this black wrestlers, you should know, especially when I come across people like Jackie, and I get to reminisce and think about, honestly, how proud I am for knowing her. Okay, guys, please note this is being brought to you without any ads or YouTube commercials. So please like, subscribe, support Premier Pro Wrestling on Pro Wrestling Tees. And we have really, really been focusing on Premier Pro Wrestling on Patreon. We have the most actual match content on Patreon, and we are updated regularly because we tape twice a week now. All right, guys, thanks again. Black wrestlers, you should know.